So with the website going back online this week, I realized that I made a terrible mistake. And that mistake is called it's hot. Like it is the hottest week that we have had up here in the Pacific Northwest all year long. It may be the hottest week in history up here. I don't know. I haven't checked, but it's hot and it's hot. And so if you think that, oh, I'm like really upping my, highlight game or something. I'm not. That sweat, I'm sticky. It's moist. It's very hot. And that's actually not good for products and shipping products. And so I thought it might be a good time to talk about shipping products that could melt in the summer heat today. So that's what we're doing. And, I'll tell you more about that, even though I basically just told you you get it. But I'll do more of that, I guess, in just a minute. But before I do, hello, I am Mrs. Soap and Clay. Let's make stuff. How's it going, Sudsers? Welcome back to the channel. You are at Soap and Clay, where we make all the soapy things, and you are here for day 321 of 365 days of soap. And today, as I said, we're going to talk about shipping products that could melt in the summer months and what you can do to sort of safeguard against that. And so, what products are we talking about? What does that mean? That's your lotions, your lotion bars, your deodorants, your whipped sugar soap scrubs, your lip balms. I mean, a lot. There are a lot of products that could, in fact, get melty and schloopy and weird in the hot summer sun. And so we're going to talk about this while I am making some adorable rubber duck soaps for Soap and Clay Kidlet number 2's upcoming birthday. And hopefully you can get some good ideas for how to safeguard your products if you are shipping in the heat. So let's get to the video and we can do that. Okay, so not only did I pick a very bad week I picked a bad week for the website to go live because I've been busy decorating for a giant party for Soap and Clay Kidlet number 2, for a garden party, outdoors, really big, fancy, elaborate thing, almost like a wedding. It was a lot. But 2, it was the hottest week I think we've ever had on record in the Pacific Northwest in the history of ever, period, full stop, end of sentence. And I had to package and ship orders during that heat. And so while I was making these for the party and some party favors for the kiddos, I started thinking about what precautions one should be taking during the summer months to, make sure that your meltable projects and products can get to their end user safely without creating a big old mess in the shipping box. So this is melt and pour, which can melt if you have enough temperature and or direct sunlight. And also with this is going to be a bath whip that I make out of, another type of melt and pour plus this melt and pour, and it can be very melty. And you have other products that can be, really melty, like solid deodorant or solid lotion or lip balms or whipped sugar soap scrubs or, all kinds of things, really, if you think about it. And you really don't want that to show up at your end user all messy, right? So here's what I have found over the years super works. First, for the easiest option, you can buy these little packs that you put in the freezer, and it has this like powder stuff inside the little packs that will keep it cold for a while. So that's definitely an option. It's kind of similar to what like HelloFresh and whatnot is shipped with, but that can be kind of expensive. And so instead, you can focus on your packaging and what you are putting in the container to help kind of insulate the products themselves that could melt. First and foremost, obviously always put the meltable bits in their own separate packaging, and then maybe in like a paper bag or wrap it in craft, just in case they do melt. You don't want them ruining the rest of the products in the package that aren't going to melt. So definitely do that. Keep that in mind for sure. It is the worst possible thing if like a lotion bar that was just wrapped in like a coffee filter and just left out in the package melts all over your soap. It's a huge mess for sure. So yes, obviously you definitely want to keep everything wrapped individually, but something that I found works really well in addition to that is whatever product you think is going to melt or has the potential to melt, you take that, put it in its own packaging, and then you take that package and you loosely wrap it in like a craft paper. Now, that is going to really help insulate the products themselves. So, and then sort of put it kind of in the middle of the box. So not right on top and not on the bottom and not on the sides. You get it. What you understand what the middle is. I don't know why I explained it to you, but put that with the craft around it in the middle of the box, and it will really help sort of stave off all of the extra heat. Now, most of the time that works really well, but you do always have to be cognizant of the, end users, well, really history with how quickly they bring in packages. Most people are pretty good about bringing packages in right away because, porch theft and all of the jazz, and they also know how heat works. But then there's me, and I am a person that does not bring in packages right away, ever, literally ever. And so it will just sit out in the hot sun. My front door is western facing, so I get all of the sun in the afternoon. And, it could be melty and awful. It's another reason why I love HelloFresh's, packs, ice packs that they put in, because all of my food would be ruined if not for, that. But because you don't know what your end user is going to do and how quickly they're going to get their packages in, it's always a really good idea, especially in the summer months, to include in your, shipment confirmation that, your package is on the way. Here's the tracking number. In that email, include a note that says, please get this quickly because summer months and these products can melt. That's another option and another way to safeguard you. Ultimately, it is on the end user if they don't get it off of their porch in time, but it's nice to go ahead and give that reminder anyway. And then in addition to that, I also expedite my shipping. I mean, I do that for all of my orders regardless, but don't do ground shipping. Definitely do, your priority mail so it gets there between 1 and 3 days, depending on how far you're shipping in the US. And I also include a card in the box, on top of the box, that says, hey, get this particular piece of the order out and put it in the freezer for an hour just in case it melted in transit. You want to get the product to them as quickly as possible so there's less time in all the heat, and you want to insulate the products inside, and you want to let them know that you are cognizant of this and that there could be potential for melting, and you care. That would be my advice. Like these particular soaps right here, we have the foam, the bubbles essentially around the ducts, that's made out of a foaming, melt and pour. So a whippable melt and pour and a regular melt and pour at a 1-to-1 ratio with some meringue. And under normal circumstances, these things hold up beautifully and they don't melt and they don't do weird things after they've fully dried. But with this kind of heat, I mean, I was making these in the shop that was 90 degrees at that time and wildly hot, and they were slow to finally fully cure up. And so for these particular ones, I would probably like these were for, a party, but shipping them for real, for realsies, I would probably actually wrap the entire thing in like a plastic sandwich bag, right? And then put that in the box that the rubber ducks normally go in with some craft paper around all of it, and send the email and expedite the shipping and put a card in the top to let them know that, take these out and put them in the freezer just in case. It's a nice way to safeguard not only your products, but also yourself. So you don't have customers mad at you that their, products melted in the summer sun. But yeah, that's the summer heat. That's day 321 and some cute ducks. And there they are, some very cute rubber duck soaps made out of melt and pour, and the whip on top of it is a combination of your foaming bath butter or your bath whip, but the one I make, plus melt and pour. And yeah, it can get very weepy in the heat. And so just knowing that and sort of safeguarding against it is first and foremost going to be very, very important. I really do recommend, obviously, reaching out to your customers right away, or even including a message in there, your order has shipped email that should go out stock standard during the summer months, to be like, hey, make sure you get this off of your front porch right away because heat, right? But also expedited shipping definitely helps, and the freezing when necessary, that's been a lifesaver for me. The ice packs, those are cool too. Well, the reusable cool packs, those work as well. But if you don't want to go that route, honestly, just being cognizant of it and packaging everything individually that could potentially melt, and then wrapping them in a craft loosely actually does help keep it very, very cool inside. So those are some ideas for summer heat shipping for sure. I mean, good luck with all of that. The heat will be over soon, right? I'm hoping so, because I am melting, and glad that I'm wearing a shiny shirt so you can't see just how, sweaty I really am. I hope you guys had a good time today. Thank you so much for joining me. A special thank you to my sudsers, those of you who subscribe, those of you who are on the Discord, those of you who do the YouTube-y things or the Facebook-y things or the Instagram or the website-y things. Thank you, sudsers. You're amazing. I appreciate you guys every single day. Today is no exception, but I am out of here. So I will see all of you again tomorrow for another round of soapy fun. Bye.